seeking out the most tasty, the most exotic, the most extraordinary the world has to offer. Taste, Try, Travel dives deep into the ocean of judgment and presents incontestable, indisputable final thoughts. The 3x3.
Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
Welcome
to Triple T.
Triple T with Chris and Beth. Have we told you guys we pretty
It
much
sounds like
are...
a morning show.
I know. We pretty much rebranded ourselves.
On today's show, cat fashion. And does Martha Stewart really not wear shoes on the beach? We find out.
We decided on this cruise that we're kind of rebranding our name.
Triple T.
Triple T.
It's easier for people to remember.
It's easier for people to remember.
Like, people have come up to us. We've kind of come across it on this cruise.
Yeah.
People come up to us and they're like, I love you guys. Who are you again? But they like completely know our videos, so they really do, but they can't remember our name because Taste, Try, Travel is just too hard to remember.
Yeah.
So Triple T.
Triple T, Triple T.
That's all you need to remember.
That's
Triple
right.
T. Stands for Taste, Try, Travel.
That's right.
With Beth and Chris. Weekday mornings at 9.
Stop it. Okay, this is our final review. We have been on the seashore for a whole week. And we have stopped at Ocean Cay for like a day and a half, not 2 days, just a day and a half. And we've been to Costa Maya and Cozumel. So it's kind of like a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise.
Exactly.
This is our second time on seashore.
Yep.
So our little list, our little review that we do at the end of the cruise is a little bit harder. I felt it was a little bit harder because we've already had a 3x3.
You didn't want to do repeats.
We don't want to do the same thing, yeah.
Although I don't remember what my first 3x3 was, so hopefully I'm not doing any repeats. But we're going to do 3 positives each, then 3 negatives. And number 2 is going to shock you.
And I plan on breaking the rules. What about that? I'm breaking my own rules. What are the rules? This is called our 3x3 review. Bang! And we're at the end of the cruise, and we're just going to give you guys our way of reviewing it.
Sure.
We're not going to talk about things probably specific just to this particular cruise. We're going to try to talk about like a little bit more general as far as the ship. Because they can pertain to you as well. Yeah,
hopefully when you get on, it's not like, we didn't like that we only spent a day and a half at Ocean Cay because
it had storms.
You were going to have a completely different stay at Ocean Cay if you even go to Ocean Cay. Right. So.
And then the second rule is we don't know each other's answers.
Yes. Although we're sharing a phone.
Hard. We're trying to share a phone now, but.
And I'm sitting here reading them.
Stop reading it.
I don't even have my glasses on.
He can't even read anything with his glasses. All right, on these, we like to start with the negatives.
Yeah, just get the negatives out of the way because here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. We're on a cruise. We love cruising.
Absolutely. We love cruising MSC.
Really? There's negatives? Really?
Exactly.
My goodness.
No, there's not.
The positives are 99.9%. And maybe there's a couple little hiccups along the way.
Yep.
But we're gonna tell you what those hiccups were.
Yep. And let's get right into it. Ready?
Who's starting?
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna start with a little bit of on a lighter note.
So this is the first of your 3 negatives. Number 1 about the seashore. This time around.
Well, that's a lot of pressure. It's just kind of a silly one, but it's a little annoyance.
I think all of ours are silly.
A little silly. No, we're not that serious.
No.
My first bad is the trash can in the room. It is a little brown trash can that's hidden up under the counter, so it's always in shadow, and it has like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like the whole thing is like black, I think. I don't know if it's brown. It's black.
So there's words on the top of it, but they're just kind of like raised metal, so the same color. So if you don't have like a shadow, anyway, it's divided into 3 sections. So there's there's room for plastic, another one for food. Who would put like food inside that little slot? And then the other is for paper. So these tiny little slots.
I'm done with my yogurt.
Half the time I don't know what to put where. I use a lot of these little Gatorade little packets. I have these like all over. Chris uses some too. And it's not plastic, it's not food, and it's not paper. So I just end up like piling. I don't know what to do.
I don't know which one this goes in.
So the end of the counter is always like just like piled with this random stuff because they're just small little compartments. Now I understand the theory behind it, right? We want to try to recycle where we can, but it makes it like a little difficult. So anyway, I just thought it was funny. I wish there was a little bit better of a
Here's my
recycle.
routine every time I want to throw away anything. I walk over to the can and I look down there and I can't tell what's what. So then I get out my phone and turn on the light. And then I look and I can't see it. So then I have to go grab my glasses and then I walk back over and I look at the light and then I go through anxiety of
where do I put it?
Which slot is it supposed to go into?
Exactly.
Which is this? Is this considered
what do I do with
trash?
this?
It's kind of plasticky. It's got food in it. Does the food in it count as food?
Exactly. So I feel really bad for our room steward because like there's just like a little pile of trash. I mean, we don't go through a lot.
They probably open that thing and go, really? This is plastic?
Exactly. You're having to make some hard choices. It's okay? Oh, okay.
What's that?
I think they're ready to set up the restaurant.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, we're just gonna keep going until they kick us out.
Okay.
All right, what is your first bad?
All right, my first bad, and it's gonna shock you.
I'm ready for it.
Number 1 is gonna shock you. I don't know where.
No, you said number 3 was gonna shock them.
I said number 2, I think. I just came to, but it's gonna be the number. It's gonna be the first one.
I'm not looking. Go.
I caught you looking down.
Go. You need to put those back on so you can read it.
My number 1, no, because I don't have notes really.
Oh, okay.
I just have my list. Anyway, my number 1 negative for the Seashore, the pizza. Are you shocked? Are you shocked?
I am. Well, not really completely shocked because I know what you mean.
I never thought that I would put MSC pizza on a negative. Never. They have the best pizza at sea.
Well, they're on a pretty high bar stool, right?
Right.
Bar stool, is that what it's called?
Sure.
They're pretty high pedestal. Their pizza's already pretty high on the pedestal.
They're pretty high on something that has legs that holds it up. It's not a negative pizza. It really and truly is not. I don't dislike the pizza, but it's different on the sailing of Seashore.
Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not.
Right. The crust is kind of chewy.
Mm-hmm. The crust is really big, so sometimes it
edge
goes into like
pizza.
a third of the slice of pizza.
Yep, it's really thick.
Yeah.
Plus, here's the negative too. They don't have any of the 4 cheese variety. I've never seen it.
I'm going to jump in and say they don't have any of that 4 cheese that you really like, and they didn't have the breakfast pizza. That was almost going to be one of my downs, but I'm just going to like piggyback on yours. They didn't have the breakfast pizza. We fell in love with that on the Magnifica.
Yeah.
But here, where the pizza is during breakfast, is turned into just like pancakes and waffles or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. They have Chicago-style pizza, which is really funny because it's not Chicago-style pizza. It's like focaccia pizza. There's a little bit of
There's some
toppings
on top. I don't even know what that is.
Chicago-style.
It's not even pizza. It isn't even pizza.
It's an Italian interpretation of Chicago-style pizza.
It's something that... It's some crazy thing that Little Caesars would put together and call pizza.
Exactly.
And
the bummer part,
try to sell it to you for $3.99.
Hurry up and try new Little Caesars Crazy Puffs, and only $3.99.
The bummer part is it's the very first buffet that you hit has all the Chicago style pizza, and then the good pizza is a little bit further back. So if you aren't aware, we go to that first pizza and be like, well, this isn't maybe. What
is Triple T talking about? This pizza is terrible.
So they're on two different buffets, so you have to go and try to find the nice thin one, which is the best. All right, mine.
Hold on, wait, do we need to go? There's something up.
Do we need to leave? Okay.
You sure?
We won't be too long.
Too long?
We won't be. Couple minutes? Or do you need us to leave?
That we have been kicked out.
We finally found a quiet place to do these reviews because it's so hard to find a spot, and then we got kicked out. So here we are, once again, doing our 3x3. Bang! From the wine cellar.
We're now in the wine cellar. We got through.
You can probably see behind me. Okay, this is actually going to be
your number 2.
My number 2 negative.
Number 2 negative.
So yes, it is absolutely true. They are no longer printing daily programs. There are barcodes around the ship where you can like scan it and then have access to a digital copy of it. But not a fan. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to limit waste. I have a hard time grasping and getting on the phone all the time. And you can't see activities for the following day. You can only see what's going on for the day that you're in. So it makes it really hard to plan. Like we try to plan our dinners when, there was a change to the white party night and we didn't know about it. So I feel like this left this gap of it's not easily accessible information. The other thing kind of with that as well is the shows you have to make a reservation for, and you can't do it until very late at night, the night before, or first thing in the morning. But if you don't get a reservation, like we've missed a couple days of shows because it doesn't have access to make the reservations in time, and then they sell out. So I just think that this is our first time totally without a day planner.
Without a paper
planner. One, and it's not my favorite.
It's not
going to be a lot of yours favorite too, I don't think.
I don't think so either, because MSC has come a long way with their app, but they're still not great with the app. The way it's laid out is a little unfriendly when you're trying to figure out different things at the same time.
And another thing that's happened, and it may just be this cruise, I'm hoping it's just this cruise actually, is the ship Wi-Fi dropping. So whenever I try to look something up, I'd have to actually do the whole process of signing into the Wi-Fi again.
Yeah.
And when we both had that really the first 4 days of this trip. These aren't major problems, but it just is another barrier to just enjoying a good cruise, right?
You mentioned that trying to get reservations for the theater. Mm-hmm. Well, that goes into my number 2 negative.
What is it?
About the Seashore, and that is the theater itself. That theater is so small for this size of ship.
Yep.
If you don't get reservations within the first
hour or two in the morning,
when they post it in the
by
morning,
like 8 o'clock, they're
gone.
Yeah.
It fits, I would guess, probably about 500 people in that theater. There's 4,000 people in this ship.
Yeah. So there's just no way you're going to get to see all the shows.
No, because they do 2 shows a night.
Yeah.
A quarter of the people in the ship saw the show.
Now you can get reservations for the show on your app as soon as they open it. Or there's like little kiosks by the elevators where you can sign up too.
Yeah.
There's a couple different places, but again, it's like, it's hard because when you're on a smaller ship like Magnifica, when you didn't have to make a reservation, you could just kind of show up. Now it's kind of becoming a little more Disney-ish, right?
Don't even say that. In case they're watching this, now they're going to sell like a fast pass.
A fast pass to theater shows.
Whatever Disney calls their completely gouging you when you go to their parks now. You can tell I'm not a fan of that.
Well, the other thing we saw is the yacht club section was always jam-packed full too. So I don't know if there isn't even enough room in the yacht club for everyone that wants to see the show.
It's just too small for this big a ship. So anyway, that was my number 2.
All right.
Just like, what's your number 3? Number final dislike, negative about the Seashore.
They serve soft serve ice cream in the buffet.
Yep.
That's the only place. It's on either side. The only other place you can get ice cream is to pay for it. You pay for the gelato at the Jungle Bar, and you pay for it in the chocolate shop. So if you want, and there's a ton of kids on the ship, they want soft serve ice cream. A lot of adults like soft serve ice cream. Always a line. There was such a long line. We're on our very last day, and I have not gotten soft serve ice cream.
No,
it's funny because
it's 20 to 30 people long each time.
Oh, or even more, especially at lunch. And it's just one. It's like your little grandma is there making a little ice cream sundae for you. So I sat and watched, and they asked what you want, and then she'll grab the cup, and she does the swirl, and then if you want any toppings. Like this one person wanted gummy bears, and so she had taken the gummy bear and she's kind of like sticking the gummy bear, like just like taking her time. Now in the end result, it was a beautiful little like sundae, and when you got it, you were happy. But then you just look and you're like, can like there be a second person? Can like one person do the ice cream and the other person do the toppings? It was such a slow process. Sometimes the line went like 50 people deep. Right. Just for the ice cream. I wish there was a little bit quicker process, because again, a lot of people didn't get ice cream because like I don't want to wait in that line.
By day 5, I was making up little cardboard signs and putting them on sticks, and then I'd walk by everybody in line and be like, "You want a thing that says I want my ice cream?" and just hold it.
So have a protest.
And and then just start some chants. Ice cream now.
Exactly.
Ice cream now. Ice cream now.
They were wonderful ladies that were doing it, but it just slowed the process down so much.
Okay.
So again, those were little, very minute things, but things that we've come across.
So the little things I can see. My number 3 dislike for the Seashore. There was no shade.
None.
Around the
pools. At any pools that you went into, except the jungle pool, but that was like a kid's pool.
That's not a pool.
It's not a pool.
It's just plastic and plastic and humidity.
Yeah.
The pools are great. I love the pools. But
they're nice and big. Yeah.
Anywhere close to the pool is in bright, full sunshine.
Yep.
There are pale white folk like me that cannot do
that. There's very limited shade. Yeah.
Sun for more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We literally will fry.
Yeah.
So you got to put some umbrellas, a little something out there, some little wind sail thingies.
At any of the pools, the Long Island pool, there's nothing. The back, like deck 8, there's a little infinity pool, no shade anywhere near there. And the little pool on the side, outside of Brooklyn Cafe, in bright sun. So it makes it, for those of us who can't stand the heat very much, which I have problems when they get too hot, it makes getting into the pools.
Well, I mean, you can go down and enjoy the pool, but you can't spend.
No.
I can't.
No.
There's plenty of you, I'm sure, that can. I love sitting out in the sun for
be
hours.
A reason, yeah.
But I can't do that. So enjoying the pool for more than 30 minutes is really not an option for anybody that can't sit in the sun for hours on end. Anyway, that's enough of our negatives. Let's move.
Before we do,
to our positives.
Let's check our battery.
Right on. Let's check it.
Let's check it.
We are back for our positives on the Triple T 3x3. Bang! Sorry, I was having fun with my glasses there. Hey, what are you doing? Every time I look over, cheating.
Well, I already have mine, so it's not like I'm going to
take. We have 2 rules. Just breaking them. Okay, my number 1 positive for every time. She can't help herself. The number 1 positive for the Seashore this time around.
Yes, it has been such a good cruise.
It really has.
So good.
I'm glad we came back the second time.
This is the first time, I know you guys have heard me say this before, but it's the first time we've ever done a second cruise on the same cruise ship in all the times we've been cruising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Anyway, my first one, Le Rouge Cabaret.
Ooh.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Le Rouge Cabaret.
La Cabaret Rouge.
La Cabaret Rouge.
It's those three words somewhere.
Somewhere, Cabaret Le Rouge. Not only the theater. I love the theater. It's a little theater in the back of the ship.
All the way in the back.
Yep. The back of the ship. It's kind of themed like a little 20s French show, cabaret.
Yeah.
A lot of reds and feels a little vintage,
intimate.
A little intimate. But the show back there, the variety show.
It's called just the variety show. It happens every night. Yeah.
Of course, it's called variety show.
Just variety show.
Not the variety show, just variety show, because that's MSC. It's great. And I feel like it's a hidden gem. At least when we've been at it, there was 20 other people in the theater to see it besides us. We got personal show.
Yeah, because if you get there early enough, you can get chairs right next to the stage, and it's great.
And
they're good. It's not like just throwaway entertainment. Like, there's one lady up there. She was amazing. I mean, they all were really acrobats, all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's like an old time vaudeville show.
Kind of, yeah.
Where there's a host, and he does some singing, some jokes. He did some trivia. There's a band that plays some live music. Then they back up some singers, and you have acrobats. You have thrilling shows where something, balancing or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
just a fun, weird variety.
Exactly. It goes on for hours.
Yeah, so you can kind of pop in, have a drink, then pop out, or, so it just continually goes, which is nice because you can just be there when you want and move on.
Like I said, we love looking for, I've said this before many times, we like looking for really unique experiences in the cruising world.
Right.
Because sometimes I think cruising can be thought of and can be kind of mundane and repetitive.
Go there.
You get breakfast, and you go sit by the pool, and then you have a drink while you order, and then you go to dinner and a show, and
which there's some people that like that. We like a little bit more excitement.
Put a little variety in your life. Just try something new. This is the second T of the triple T. Try something new. It's just a fun little unique experience. You don't get that. I mean, there's variety shows on other cruise lines, but they're not presented in that way at all.
Right.
Where it's just a continuous act that just goes on for hours and hours. You can hop in, unique. Hop out.
Hop back in.
Yeah, it's not just here's a show and we have here's a dinner that you're going to eat while you're watching some acrobats.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
All right.
What's your number one?
No, I'm
positive?
on number two.
No. Oh, are you? What was your number one?
No, I'm on number one. Sorry. That's my number one.
Yeah. Your number one positive.
I'm going to talk about the buffet for a second. Seashore is a very large buffet. It's like 3 big sections. And one thing that when we were on the Magnifica, they were like constantly surprised that people were eating. So you were running out of things all the time. I'm going to say this ship is fully booked. The buffet has been amazing. I'm talking more than just like the food. I'm talking about there are so many crew in there asking what you want. There's so many supervisors just kind of looking around, getting tables cleared as soon as people get up. And there was never once a time where there weren't plenty of plates, plenty of silverware, plenty of glasses. The coffee was always hot. It was very well attended. So, and you could, there was one time during lunch, so we had to walk around one time until we found a clean table. So even in the height of a sea day lunch, we could still find a table. They were there to clean. They were there to, the bar service was going around. And it was just such a difference from the last cruise that we were on when it would pop in and it was starting to get to like the busier lunchtime. Before it even got too many people, all 3 sections of the buffet were open and ready.
Yep.
And they had plenty of food ready to switch out. So you never like, oh, I wanted this, but it's not there anymore. You always see the chefs going around checking things before the buffet opened.
And then once it opened, they stayed there and
they were tasting things.
Yep.
And I was happy to see that because there's a lot of first-time cruisers, at least that we've talked to, on the seashore. The first time trying MSC, and I think the buffet was a really good shining example of what a buffet should be. We got to witness it all.
I did when we were on Magnifica. I enjoyed the duels that would happen for silverware.
Yes.
There would be one set of silverware, and somebody would eye it from one part of the buffet, and somebody would eye it from the other, and then suddenly they locked eyes, and then looked at the little music, little spaghetti western music, and then they both looked at the one silverware and looked at each other, and then for the silverware, tried to get it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that about Magnifica.
It was a challenge.
Even more enjoyable is being able to get silverware when you need it. Gold star for the buffet.
All right, hold on, let me get to your page. There you go. What was your number two good thing?
Since you brought it up in the buffet, my number 2 is crew everywhere. One of the things that I love about Disney is I don't know if it's still true, but when we worked there,
that's probably still true.
Overstaffed.
Yeah.
There were always enough people to take care of the guests.
Yep.
On MSC, on the seashore, I don't think that they purposely overstaff, but they have plenty of staff.
Yep.
That buffet,
and they're moving them around too.
That buffet is clean.
Yep.
They are walking around constantly. The captains, the managers, and the crew for the buffet are cleaning. They're wiping the front of the buffet. They're arranging the food so it's easier to get in front.
Plus, they're chatting with you too.
They're chatting with you. They're taking your plates pretty quick.
Yeah.
They never really sat too long on your table. They clear wiping tables all over.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain.
So that was the captain on his, he makes an announcement at noon every day.
Every day.
And he was saying that they're celebrating the MSC Foundation's 6-year anniversary. And I guess there's a video going around the ship as well about them building the Mercy ship, which we talked about on our MSC podcast.
They walk around with a little iPad you watch it and then you hand it to the next person.
No, not like that.
Oh.
It was a video in the theater, which we didn't get to see last night because we missed the...
I think he said it was on one of the channels too.
You could see him on the channel, so...
Right, in between the 48 channels of the safety video.
All right, we back?
Now that the captain has done speaking information
Is it my
to
turn?
you
Or did you
with
finish that one?
his outrageous Italian accent. He's a fun guy.
He is a funny guy.
I just wanted to say, I don't remember where I was. I was talking about the crew.
Cleaning, everything was being clean.
I was about to make a really important thing, then that captivating captain came on, and I became enthralled in the words that were flowing out of his mouth, and I can't remember. Anyway,
so
number 2 was crew is everywhere and constantly.
It's a beautifully clean ship, clean.
They're cleaning all over the ship constantly.
Yeah.
It's so nice. They're just waiting outside the bathrooms to clean it. They're just waiting there. It's so nice. Your number 2,
My second plus is, I think I can speak for Chris as well. This is our favorite ship for inside cabins. Our inside cabin is beautiful. It's light colored, it's well maintained, it's so much storage. We're not even using half. And we bring a lot of stuff. We're not even using half of the storage that they have. The TV has a great, not fan of the programming on the TV, but it swings all the way out so you can lay in bed and comfortably watch TV. There's end tables that have great storage. There's only one USB plug. It's on my side of the bed. But a lot of times you don't have any USBs near the bed. They have the little charging port on one of the MagSafe
charging
on
ports.
The desk. The bathroom is well laid out. The sink is nice and deep, so you're never splashing out. The shower is decent size for what it is. I just love this style of inside room. They're great little rooms.
They really are nice.
Great for the value.
For an inside room.
Yeah.
It's really one of the nicer inside rooms. Definitely.
Absolutely. Look at all that jig-jagging space you got.
Let me jig-jag.
Jig-jag.
Hold on.
There, look at all that room you had.
I haven't jig-jagged in a while, folks. Pardon me if I was a little rusty on my jig-jagging.
You were a little rusty.
The light collars, the
bed was even comfortable in this one.
The bed was terrible, I thought. That was going to be my fourth negative in case you came up with one of my negatives.
I
didn't like it at all.
I slept pretty good.
I thought it was really way too hard.
We've had
way
that
too
complaint
hard
before.
On this one for me.
I love these little cabins.
I would agree. And I just want to mention that we are literally in the bowels of the ship.
Where you would think it would be.
We can't get any lower.
Yeah, we're at deck 5, so that's the lowest deck where you can have cabins.
Right. So when I realized that when we got on the ship, I was like,
oh, we're in steerage.
This is way too low. But surprisingly, it's pretty darn convenient.
Just walk right out to the Seashore
bar. And here's why I think it's so convenient. Not that I'm straying too far from the actual cabin itself, but being on deck 5 with the elevator system
is a good thing.
Because when that elevator goes all the way to the bottom, people are either getting off or it's empty because everybody either goes to deck 5 for like the main atrium area or maybe a restaurant. There's nothing else there. So they come down as a destination and then get off. You have an empty elevator.
You have an empty elevator. So many times we have empty elevators, which are nice.
So that was really nice because I know in the middle decks, like you can like
I'm gonna say about
elevator A. And you press it. Is it elevator A? And then A opens up and there's 48 people inside. There's no way you're getting inside that elevator.
So I'm sure
we haven't come across that problem.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been frustrating to people in those middle decks.
Yeah.
But let me say something. You don't have the elevators on any of your lists, do you?
No.
I feel like we have a better understanding of the elevators and a little bit more prepared for what they are. They're different than most other ships. But the key that I think a lot of people are missing is if you have 6 people in your party, you need to push the button for deck 15, wherever you're going, you need to push it 6 times. So what happens is you have these large parties, these large families, there's just a lot of them on the ship, they just hit it once, and then the elevator thinks that there's only one person. That's why it continues to keep opening, because it thinks, well, there's only one person. So it's important to remember that however many in your party, that's how many times you have to hit, and that might save some frustration for some of those middle decks.
So my final, are you done? Sorry.
Yeah.
My final positive for the Seashore. Not only is there crew everywhere, and I love that, there is live music all over this ship.
Absolutely.
Everywhere you turn is live music. They must have...
It makes for a really fun night.
They must have 7, 8, 9 bands on board.
Right.
I mean, some of them are just duos, and there's one that's just a solo act. But it's always going. It's always going in the Seashore bar. It's always going in the lounges, out by the pool.
Yeah.
In the theater, there's in the cabaret. There's a live band in there.
Yeah.
And I just love that it's live music.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have some pre-recorded music like
we're listening to now. No. Get back on topic.
I'm telling you,
Makes
it's all through the day.
Yeah.
There's live music all over the ship, and I enjoy live music.
Absolutely. Then you can just find a seat and listen to it for a little bit.
Oh, the pianos.
Chill.
I forgot about the pianos.
Yes, and I'm so upset that it took me till like day 6 to figure out.
Of the second time.
The second time.
On
we
Seashore.
never got to see the dueling pianos on the first time. And it took until day 6, which was last night, so we actually found them. It's because they're worded a little bit funny. So, but they were super fun. They're really good too.
That's definitely a positive for me. So
Absolutely.
I want to get on Holland America sometime and go to that blues. Sorry, I know we're doing MSC 3x3.
That's
but
okay. Well, we appreciate the music, and I think Holland America does like the...
They're proud of their live music that they have on board, so
too,
I would like to get on there sometime just to experience that. So anyway, that's my number 3. Like, what is your final for the Seashore?
Funny because I compare a little bit to the Magnifica, but not really. My third favorite thing is that here on the Seashore, they utilize their specialty restaurants for some alternative dining available. So on sea days, the Butcher's Cut offers a sea day brunch. It also offers a sea day lunch. Sushi is open. The sports bars. So where they don't have a lot of necessarily like quick service venues, they're utilizing some of their pay restaurants to offer alternatives. So if you're like at day 5, 6, you're just like, I don't really feel like the buffet again, and you have the option to go into Butcher's Cut, which we did. We have a whole video on that for their brunch, or you could also order lunch during that time too. And it gives these kind of great options. So as like when we were on the Magnifica, there wasn't anything really, right? And you were just kind of basically stuck to the main dining room, and which again is a small ship, I understand that, but I like that they're utilizing a bunch of things. And also on the sea day, they have a tour de brunch. So we've had 2 CDs on this cruise, and the brunch is delicious.
It is so good.
Delicious. Between the brunch that we just had in the main dining room or Central Park and the brunch that we had in Butcher's Cut were some of the best that we've had on any cruise ship.
We brunched
out.
Like, we brunched hard.
I don't know what that means. Now these options are going to be mainly on sea days though. Sushi I think is open for lunch every day. Check for your sailing, but I know it gives you some extra options, which I really like.
Yeah, it's going to vary from sailing to sailing as to when they're open and stuff like that. So we can't give you that information.
But most likely they'll be available.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Is that it? Did that wrap up our 3x3?
Yes, but you know what I'm going to do? Since you mentioned, the last one that you mentioned were the options. I want to mention, we have a group cruise coming up in October of 2025. And it is going to be on the World America. It's going to be hosted by Triple T.
Yep. We have some fun things planned.
Beth and Chris are going to be on there.
Chris.
I ain't wearing your dresses. And World America is taking food optioning on MSC and blowing it up.
I'm beyond excited.
You think we brunched hard on this one? We're gonna burger funk it.
Yes, we are. I am really looking forward to this.
We're gonna crunk our burgers. We're gonna crunk our burgers on the World America group cruise.
Well, the fun thing is this is gonna be really cool because we are both going on the inaugural on April 12th. So we're gonna be on the inaugural World America, and we were invited.
By ourselves. We invited ourselves on board. We're not big enough to be invited by MSC.
I'm not big enough for that yet. We're going to get there, but we're not there yet. But we are going to be on the inaugural.
MSC doesn't know we exist.
Okay. Thanks for downgrading us. We're going to be on the inaugural World America, so we're going to get a chance to experience it and find out what we love, and then we're going to bring you on our group cruise in October of next year. So we'll kind of have some knowledge, we're going to have some things already planned, and it's going to be
we're going to have some recommendations.
So fun.
Some recommendations for our group members.
We're to have
things they cannot miss, or we really recommend that they will enjoy. Some hidden things.
Yep. So we have a really fun bar crawl kind of in the works. And we're also doing a swag bag for the first 20 cabins that book. Did you even know about that?
I thought it was the first 15. Is it the first 20?
I don't know. I don't remember. Could be the first 15. Probably should have had that information before I opened my mouth tonight. Okay, well that wraps up basically our time here in the Seashore. Such a fun cruise. And a lot of you that came and said hi, thank you so much. We love meeting all of you.
How could I forget that?
I know. It's
we ran
so
into
cool.
so many people on this cruise that watch our stuff, and they've been phenomenal.
Absolutely.
We love you guys.
Absolutely.
All of you.
You are the reason we do this.
Yes.
And also we like to vacation, so. For now, we're going to end this cruise series with a big thank you to all of you for watching.
Yep.
We'll see you in our next adventure.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Keep looking at the camera. I'll play some music right here so they can't hear what I'm saying. They won't be able to hear anything that we're saying here. I like otters. They won't hear that.